Meanwhile, while I'm screaming this about Apple, a good book called Apple in China. Apple invested $55 billion into China over the last 7 years. You don't think they could have bought some AI technology to embed into Siri? While doing, this is the hedge. To leave the country and have dominance in another country is the hedge while the country is falling apart. It's too late. I always say don't follow what I say. Follow what the top companies and top governments are doing. If our top companies are hedging in China, what does that tell you about the state of America?
That's a fact. And it's so much stuff that we don't. They have 20 electric car brands in China. 20.
Yeah.
Like BYD is one, but there's 19 others. And I saw an electric car today. It looked just like the Porsche Panamera. It's a carbon copy of the Porsche Panamera. And she was telling me all of the young people in China, that's like their favorite car. And I asked her, when I say her, I'm talking about the translator that I've been with for the last 5 days. I said, how much does that car cost? It's the Porsche Panamera. It is the Porsche Panamera. And it costs $29,000.
Insane.
So
the phone manufacturer makes EV.
They've told you, they've convinced Americans that made in China is bad when everything is made in China. So psychologically, you're like, I'm not getting from China. If all of these top brands, if all these top fashion brands, right? If all the top fashion brands and all of the top hotels and all of the top, if they're getting their stuff from China, if it's good enough for them, why would it not be good enough for you? So the question that you got to start asking yourself is like, okay, if they're able to manufacture a car that probably is even better than a Porsche as far as the electronics and everything is concerned for $29,000, when that same car cost $110,000 in America, well, who's to blame?
Who will get the blame for it?
Yeah, I think there's a level of prestige that people buy with it. I think the high end cars become a little bit more sophisticated, but the everyday car, I'm with you. All right, for like certain, like a Porsche or Mercedes, there's certain technology that a German engineering will have.
That's not true, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what they.
No, you didn't let me finish. What I'm saying, certain specifics, right? Could they make the model of the car? Could they make the replica of the car? I'm sure they can. There's no argument that they're actually doing it. I think the prestige part is that value is the part that we over index on, because it is that we have to get it. Right. That's where margins get a little tricky.
But what I'm saying is that they have a better product, bro. I've seen it with my own eyes. They have cars that look like they have cars that look like Cullinans, that are minivans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about swivel seats. The tray table comes down. The massage. They give you the massage in the back seat. The massage in the back seat with the recliner. It looks like a Maybach. That's a regular SUV. They have better. They have a better product for a lower price. It's like the Frank Lucas. When Frank Lucas said, "I got the best product for the lowest price possible," they have a better product. They're making better products at tremendously lower prices. They're not compromising on anything. That's what I'm saying. Like what we've been told is not true at all. It's not true. There's no excuse. What I'm trying to say is that there is no excuse that prices, that what we're paying for things, there's no excuse. It's capitalism run amok, and it's propaganda to the propaganda. What I realize now is that the propaganda is to make people not fully understand that we're overpaying for things, and that capitalism on a certain level has run amok. Because if you can just have some level of negative propaganda and discourage people from like, oh no, it's cheap, it's not the same, it's the lower quality, the high end. No, when you start like, no, it's the same thing. Whether it's fashion, whether it's electronics, whether it's home goods, whether anything you want. So that's literally why people from all over the world are here.
So here's the pushback just on that, right? And when we talk about electronics, and I'm glad that you brought up Taiwan, right? So Taiwan manufactures obviously the world's largest GPUs, right? So when Taiwan says, hey, we're going to blacklist Huawei and SMIC, which are the leader GPU companies from China. Yes, they can make a chip. Will it have the GPU power of NVIDIA? No. Right? Will they have the GPU power of the AMD? No. Right? So they can make it in this instance. Obviously, when we're talking about product, when we're talking about some technology, there is going to be a difference. Can they make it? Yes. Will it have the same efficiency? Will it have the same compute power? It won't. Which is why they want it, which is why NVIDIA is saying, well, I shouldn't say alleged, but they are saying, like, how do we make a product that is suitable, right? Because if we've banned them from getting the highest level technology to make sure we stay in the front, right? How do we create something that's suitable so we can still have them as a business partner?
But even if that's true, what Rashad is saying, let's say that's true. That's one category out of thousands.
Is that the most important category right now?
And even what you're saying, like I said, we as Americans see things from one vantage point. They don't see it from that vantage point because they just lifted tariffs on every African country except for one. Because that one African country still acknowledges Taiwan as an independent nation. They don't see Taiwan as an independent nation. They see Taiwan as part of China. So even what you're saying, they're like, well, that's our technology because Taiwan is China.
That's a good point.
Fair. That's fair. But when Taiwan, that is 100% fair. But what I'm saying is when Taiwan says we're not making a product and you can't, the product we're making or we're manufacturing, we're not going to do for you.
They're getting it. They get it.
Okay.
Like I won't use it. Like because companies are finding ways to get that tech to them through other. Apple invested $55 billion into China. That's a lot of coin. DeepSeek. I won't use it personally. Ty has. There's some of the tech stack shit that Ty is building on DeepSeek. I'm like, I don't know how Apple didn't. You already got 55 billion parked over there. Why didn't you fucking buy DeepSeek and put that into Siri?
But even we will admit that DeepSeek, it's not the top tier, right? Like
it isn't because they missed out on investing into OpenAI, which they should have.
But even like Google's VO3, like it's not even comparable.
Well, I'll say this.
Yeah.
What I'm learning too is the art of diplomacy when it comes to politics. There's certain things that countries say because of their relationships with other countries, and there's certain things that's actually realities. So without going too far in it, Taiwan is dependent on the United States of America and Great Britain. I think they have to say certain things, and but they have a flying car in China. I'll just say that. So
they had speed in it, didn't they?
Yeah. They did. So if Taiwan is the equivalent of it's so close to, it's like Cuba off the coast of America, right? If you don't think that China is getting the technology,
they're finding a way to route it.
It's literally off the coast.
If America's most powerful company has significant investment in China, you don't think other companies are falling in line as like the other Bitcoin play? Shout out to CJ and Michael Saylor and Jack. The other Bitcoin play is to have money parked in China. It's just not fashionable to talk about. They're not the only one. When those hoppers made it on a little boat on a raft magically to Shanghai.
Alleged.
Come on.
So the third party play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of these things, man. Eye-opening. It's eye-opening for sure. Like, like I said, just being out here and just realizing so much stuff. And it's like Matrix, man. Once you see one thing, you see another thing, and then you start to realize, oh, this is how this thing really works. But, I think that the Democrats have an opportunity. I think they have an opportunity because a lot of people are not happy with Trump. And I think that he's I don't think he fully thought that he was going to get the full opposition of what he like. You send an ICE to and we'll talk about this on Black. We talked about it on Blackout, but when you send ICE to a 5th grade's graduation, you're going too far.
You're going too far, bro.
And it's a fact. So I think he underestimated his opposition, and he's having a lot of opposition right now. So the Democrats, I think, have a chance to make some headwind in the midterm elections. We'll see what happens. But regardless of anything, my message to the audience is that you focus on getting your money right. You focus on investing. You focus on business, because the games that's being played at the highest level possible, you really have no control over, to be completely honest with you.
Yep.
That part. By the way, that part.
Yep.
I'm being honest.
By the way, that
Our
part.
Great. Yep.
If I'm being honest.
And even on the Democratic side, who's the star? Who are the stars?
Hakeem Jeffries, Wes Moore, Gavin Newsom.
I was gonna say you got to put Newsom in there.
After he ran California to the ground, allegedly. Call a spade, yo.
He's still
this situation.
AOC.
Democrats, don't put her out to slaughter. Please do not.
Bernie Sanders trying to make a comeback out here.
I shouldn't have cut his legs off the first time. We wouldn't be here.
But to answer your question, they have nobody that compares to Donald Trump.
Who do they have? I asked a question. Who do they have that's the Peter Thiel for Democrats?
Nobody. Well, no. George Soros.
Well, shoddy. Great answer, though.
Allegedly.
You need the new one, though. Technocracy. When they went and got Zuckerberg and flipped Zuckerberg, oh my God. So
Zuckerberg will be back. He'll be back.
He'll switch out.
He'll be back.
Shout out to the folks at Meta.
Love y'all dearly from the bottom of my heart.
Shout out to the folks at Meta.
And Top, love y'all. Love all y'all. Interesting times.
William Gates.
William has become too villainized to be a significant factor in the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get some new blood in there.
I'm just saying capital infusion events.
But Bill Gates never really gave a bunch of money like that, I don't think.
There's opportunity for him too.
It will look away to
talk down. 99% philanthropic. We'll see.
We're going to uncover the philanthropic lie that all the billionaires get to tell into at the end of their life. Things that sound like you said, certain things you have to say for the public, but in private,
I'm at your head, Pops. I'm be honest with you. I'm at your head.